What is up, party people? This is episode 116 from the Grave Podcast. I am your host, Scott Russell. This episode is super fun, man. We have a couple callers, couple people called in, which you can too. Just send a voice memo to fromthegravepodcast@gmail.com. You can bring up a topic, a question, something that you want to discuss. You can also suggest a guest that you think would be awesome to have come on the podcast. People have just been sending voice memos with questions. We play them on air. We respond to them, and it's really been creating some great episodes. So a couple people sent in some voice memos. We responded to them. Basically, the episode is talking about radically accepting and falling in love with the pain and the discomfort in your life and letting that carve you into the character that you've always wanted to be. And that's that. So anyways, from the grave podcast at gmail.com, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok, all social media, Instagram. It's From the Grave Podcast handle across the board. And that should do it. Thank you for listening. Episode 116. Let's get right into it.
What's the eternal principle?
Brahman.
Which is?
Well, we call it God, but that personifies it.
So by the time you guys are watching this, I should have new merch dropped. Just made a new shirt. It's called Love, Always Love. And we only printed 50 shirts. So this is going to be a limited supply. There's only 10 shirts in each size. And you gotta follow on Instagram is when we kind of put teasers up. And it may not be dropped by when this airs, which will be a week from now. I may pump it, tease it a little bit, but once it drops, there's only 50 shirts, and that's that. So excited to finally pump out a new design and drop some merch. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, it's been a good week, man. It's been a busy week. I watched Armchair Experts episode recently with Dax Shepard. And about, I think it was like probably like 3 years ago. So he's a recovery dude. He's been sober for years. And he came out with this episode and he called it Day 7. So he got on us. He had relapsed and they did an episode on it. And number one, I can't imagine being in the limelight of millions of people and having my recovery in front of the world like that. But anyways, this guy relapsed. He did this whole episode on it and he was getting a lot of hate. So what I did was I did an episode on it and I called it Dax Day 7. And just basically went over like the nature of relapse, why these things happen, the benefit of it, what could come to fruition of it, the negative view on it, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing that stood out to me is that is the most downloaded episode is this guy fucking up. It is the most downloaded episode. It's so interesting how people they like grovel over controversy. They just, they want to talk about where people fucked up and issues and drama and gossip. And that was just an eye-opening thing for me is that, that was the most downloaded episode. Fucking up is part of the deal sometimes, not in like a pure relapse fashion, but the most painful times in my life have been the greatest periods of growth. And I never really wanted it to be that way, but that's just the way it is. Even in the moments where things seem treacherous, nothing's clicking, you feel like you're failing on all levels. In those moments, you are navigating pain and uncomfortability that is carving you into the person that you always wanted to be. Adversity is part of the deal. It's literally the call to adventure. Like when your world is getting burnt down to the ground and life is forcing you to face things that you're not too stoked on facing, that is a call to transcend or go past somewhere that you've never been. So adversity is like, I hated that shit. I never wanted to be a part of it. But what I've learned in my experience is that it's literally a call to adventure. We look at like this Joseph Campbell hero's journey, right? There's two different worlds. We got the ordinary world and then the special, or AKA the spiritual world. And for a long time in my life, and most people, when you get introduced to the story of somebody in a movie, and Spider-Man and Iron Man or anything like this, you get introduced to a character that's just drifting at the surface of life in the ordinary function, moving through life in a nonchalant way, kind of stuck, knows there's something more, but things just aren't clicking. And the call to adventure usually comes, at least it did for me, and especially if you're in recovery, it comes from your world getting burnt to the ground. It can come from a job loss, a broken relationship, getting fired, a divorce, maybe getting cancer, losing somebody in a family, or it can come through heroin addiction and alcoholism and getting pushed into a place where you're less than zero, where you're forced to face yourself in a way that you've never faced yourself before. And in my eyes, that's the beauty of addiction and alcoholism, is you get shoved into a corner of the room where it's like, you either face this shit or you're going to get put down from it. Your choice, though. Your choice. And in that moment of acute pain where you feel like you just can't stand it and you can't bear it and it's too much and there's absolute hopelessness, that's when the spark of truth comes. At least it has been that way for me. And so, I'm not sure you even need hope to change your life. It's like hope isn't a bad thing, but like I'm not sure that you need hope to transcend your pain and your problems. I'm not sure that you need hope to get to a new place in life. It's like, you don't need to hope that you can eat better or hope that you can build muscle and become physically fit. You don't even need to hope that you can get sober. All you need to do is take up the script that is in front of you, whether you want to or not, shoulder the responsibility of changing your life and change your fucking life. Now, with somebody who, I think that individuals walking around that have changed their lives are the spark of hope. Like we can see hope moving, living, and breathing in another person. And that person may look on the suffering person and know there is hope for them. But they don't need hope to change their life. All they fucking gotta do is follow the shadow and the steps of the person that has changed their lives. I've been thinking about this thing of hope for a little bit. And it's kind of like, I've been talking about the wishing well thing, and it's like, you're standing at a wishing well, and when you look up the definition of hope, it kind of parallels this wish thing. Like, you have a wish and a desire for things to get better. So the way I look at it like this, if you're standing in front of a wishing well and you throw a penny in and you're like, man, I just wish things would get better. and then you walk away from the wishing well and you're like, I hope that wish comes true. I'm not sure both matter. I'm not sure that they really matter in a degree. It's like, if there's a script to how to do things, then just fucking do it. And that's the beautiful thing about recovery. That's the beautiful thing about physical fitness. That's the beautiful thing about eating better and science and empirical data, is that there's nothing to figure out. There's literally nothing to figure out. There's only a script to follow. But the mind doesn't like that. It wants to think that there's some type of unique solution for me, Scott Russell, as an individual. Like, that's cute that this script is here for you. But if you really knew what I was up against and my fear, my anxiety, my depression, my trauma, like, that's cute that shit works for you. But I need something more specific. There's a magic wand for my life. And it's like, I don't know, dude, you walk around wishing or hoping that there's going to be some type of specific solution for you that other people aren't privy to. You're setting yourself apart from the world. Like, you're no longer a part of, you're apart from, you're shoved back, you know? And I would always do that. You know, that was me. I would always, I was trying to find the one tree in the forest that was going to give me revelation rather than the beauty of the forest that everybody else was living in, you know? And sometimes we just don't have the courage to zoom out, you know, just to zoom out and say, there is a dance going on in here in life that I would like to be part of. Instead of stepping back, judging the dance and whether I think I can do it or I can't do it, or this person looks stupid, all you got to do is step into the arena and dance. Because if you're not in the arena, all you're offering is your opinion, and no one could give two shits about that. Like, unless you're in the arena, getting scarred, getting bruised up, figuring out how to do it and fighting for your life, you really don't got much shit to say. The honor is for the people who are in the ditch digging. Like, it's kind of like, you know, it's like, you know, if you have experience in something, we'll just do the meditation thing. It's like, if you don't have experience in meditation, but you want to talk to someone and tell them how you think it should be, all you're doing is you're offering your opinion rather than your experience. No one really should give a shit about that. Like, unless you got experience in the matter, then do we really have that much guidance to give? So learning how to operate in experience rather than knowledge is, for me, been a lifelong thing. Because the dangerous thing about being able to read and digest wisdom or spiritual material and understand it is that we'll read it, think we understand it, and then it turns into a parrot on our shoulder. And rather than speaking from experience, we'll just parrot what we read and what we think we understand. And then the ego goes, yeah, I've definitely lived that and I've definitely experienced that. I don't know, man. Sounds like a fucking parrot to me. So unless we have our own language for something, should I really be, you know, posturing and opening up my mouth to give my opinions on the matter? And it's a very dangerous road, you know? It's a very dangerous road. It's like, here's an example, right? Okay. So we think about it like this. If there were 5 people in a room, right? Well, there's 5 people in a room. I gave you all a blank sheet of paper, a green, a yellow, and a black colored pencil. And I said, hey, draw me a picture of a sunflower. Now, whether you're the best artist or not, you could probably come up with some type of elementary drawing of a sunflower. And you would hold it up to another room full of people and you would say, what type of flower is that? And they would probably go, that's a sunflower. It's a shitty looking one, but it's a sunflower. Or you may be a really good artist and draw a beautiful sunflower. Now, if I asked those same 5 people, hey, which one of you have actually walked through a field of sunflowers before? Maybe 1 or 2 people would raise their hand. But here's the thing. The people who didn't walk through a field of sunflowers may have drawn just as good of a picture as the one who did walk through a field of sunflowers. In fact, it may be a little bit better. But there was only 2 people out of those 5 that actually walked through a field of sunflowers, saw how tall the plant was, how thick the stalk was, how big the yellow petals were. Only 2 people had the experience. The other 3 people could draw it very well, but which one do you want to fucking listen to? Because only 3 people can go off of a picture. 2 people can tell you all about it without ever drawing it. That's the separation between knowledge and experience. Until you've walked through a field of sunflowers, all you have is a fucking theory. You don't have experience. However, you may be able to draw a really pretty picture. And that was always my deal. Is I can read and digest things, spiritual things. I've always loved spirituality from the jump, right? And I was a parrot for a lot of years. I mean, I'm up here parroting a lot of shit. And I am very hesitant to speak outside of my experience because I got beaten down into a state of, of my audio not matching my video, which means anytime I started to speak about something outside of my experience and I was really just posturing my opinion and parroting my opinion or what I thought I knew, I would go through something directly after that and it would show me how much I had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. So this last time when I came into treatment and I got sober, now I'm a talker, but I shut the fuck up I'd probably speak for like 30 days. And I stopped reading and I stopped studying and I stopped seeking knowledge. What I did actually really was I stepped back and gave life and God the permission to show me the experience of everything that I thought that I knew. I stopped trying to figure the God thing out. I stopped trying to study myself well, to read myself well, to find that one tree in the forest that was going to just give me revelation and change everything. And just said, let me just hang out and hike this trail in the forest and see what it has to show me. And I'll be damned if everything in my world changed. And when I stopped reading and stopped seeking in that manner, it was almost like I forgot everything that I had known before. And life started to kind of become like a pop-up book. It started to like animate things and color things in a way that I could never see before. And what it did was unlock these things that I thought I knew because I read. And I started to remember things that, mentors had said to me in the past. And I was like, damn, that's what the fuck he was talking about. I never knew. I thought I knew what the hell he was talking about, but really I had no idea. So life is really, really good at taking care of you. Life is really, really good at giving you revelation and awakening and spiritual experiences. You just got to let it happen. Now, wherever you struggle, like wherever you get jammed up the most, that's where you have to contend with yourself. So me, like one of my weaknesses was I tried to study, knowledge myself well, and it became the bane of my existence. So for me, I had to let go of study and seeking in that area and let God and life speak to me through another mouthpiece, right? Not through a book, just through life, and to let it infiltrate me, right? Now, if you're just coming into things and you don't worship knowledge, I'm not saying don't seek. Like maybe you should fucking definitely pick up and read a book and seek in that area. Maybe one of your things is like, oh, I just want to let life speak to me and Maybe you're more comfortable there and you don't like picking up a book. So wherever you struggle the most, you should go to the opposite nature. You should go right there. if you don't like asking for help, being with connection and around other people, and you're good by yourself, so you think, and you like to isolate, then you should probably turn your life over to, being in the care of other people. If you are discontent being by yourself, spend too much time with other people, can't stand being alone, then you should probably work in some alone time and learn how to sit with yourself. Wherever you get jammed up the most, you should have a relationship with that and let the pendulum swing and find balance, right? Because we mostly just want to drift where we are comfortable. And that's where death is right where we're comfortable. Neil Donald Walsh says this, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And again, God damn it, I don't want it to be that way. That's the sad state of the nation. You can either resist it, get pissed off, and continue to get twisted up in the ground and wish it wasn't that way all you want, or you can get busy accepting the fact that life begins at the end of your comfort zone and seek discomfort like your life fucking depends upon it, because it does. Because it absolutely does. I believe we got some voice memos, right? We got some voice memos. Some people sending some voice memos. We love when you guys do this, man.
We have some voice memos.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
And you can do that by sending a voice memo, question, comment, concern, topic to fromthegravepodcast@gmail.com. We'll play it on the podcast like we're going to do right now and respond to it.
My name is Jess, and I'm from Broward County, Florida. My question is, what are some suggestions you might have for somebody that had long-term recovery and relapsed and is just coming back? What are some things that they can do to still stay active but also be humble?
All right. Jess from Broward County, Florida. What up? Shout out Broward. That's where I got sober. Jess from Broward County, Florida, had long-term sobriety, relapse, wants to know how to stay active and humble. Well, this is a perfect question for me specifically because I had long-term sobriety. I was sober for 4 years in Syracuse, New York. I got sober early 20s, stayed sober like 23 to 27, went back out, destroyed my life for probably a course of like 3 years. Got sober for the last time 7 years ago in Broward County, Florida. And haven't looked back since. So I guess one of the biggest things when you relapse after significant time, and I'm not sure what your time looked like, if you were actively involved in a 12-step program, if you were truly living the deal or whatever, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is we went back into the insanity that we had clawed away from for that amount of sober time before. So that has to be acknowledged and has to be respected, is that the mind has risen up back to a degree where it said, walk back into the darkness that you wish to not be in any longer. All right. So that has to be revered. It has to have humble respect attached to it. Now, one of the most dangerous things I think that you can say after you have relapsed after a significant period of time and you're back to less than zero, I think one of the most dangerous things you can say is, I know what I need to do. I just got to do it. All right. Now, I said that shit all the time. Like, in a very real sense, you do. You could probably give me some really great 12-step recovery answers. Oh, I need to do this. I need to redouble my spiritual efforts. I need to, turn my life over to the program and surrender and get a sponsor. And I should probably go to halfway and say all these beautiful gold star, smiley face. You get 100 on the test. Who gives a shit, right? The fact of the matter is based on where we are sitting if you're in treatment or detox, you look at your feet and you look around in your circumstances and you have placed yourself back in a position where you need to be in a safe place to even have a shot at sucking down the sober breath you're breathing right now. Again, that needs reverence. So, the most powerful thing that happened to me after I had relapse after 4 years was I stopped trying to get the 4 years back. I let go of it. It was like, that was a part of my past. Now, it doesn't mean that it needs to be disregarded or it's discounted or it's completely null and void. It is part of the experience. It is tattooed on your soul. But it was kind of like what I was saying before we even brought up this recording is we don't want to get attached to old information. We don't want to get attached to old experience because then what we're going to do is constantly compare our right here and right now to what our past was. And that doesn't fucking matter anymore, man. It's like, okay, here's a for instance, right? I love running. I was always a fast motherfucker, right? I love running. And I was a skateboarder, so years ago I broke both of my feet and my left ankle. So, and that was in like 9th grade, 10th grade, and we didn't know about proper physical therapy or anything like that. So I was on crutches, dropped the crutches as quickly as I could, and got back to skating as quickly as I could. My ankle never really healed properly, so it always had like a crack and a click to it. So these past several years, I've been into CrossFit, throwing around heavy weight and just going hard and running. And man, I loved it, right? Well, about 4 months ago, I had like this bone spur on the side of my ankle. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I can't even like run like I used to. The weight was all fucked up and I was like in pain. So I had to go to a foot doctor. And basically what had happened was my bone just moved. Like because there was no pronation in my foot, my bone just shifted over and the weight that was being put on it was causing all this pain and discomfort when I was trying to run. So anyways, that sucked, right? So my point being, I had to get inserts, what do you call them? Like orthopedics, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's orthopedics. Anyways, I got these inserts and they've really changed the game, right? So I just started running again. Now, my running is not even close to what it was 2 years ago. Not even fucking close. So every time I run now, if I were to run and say, dude, I fucking suck. I can't run a 7-minute mile. I'm slow. I'm just trying to get used to this pain. I know what I need to do. I just can't do it. I might as well not run because now I'm in bondage and slavery to negativity while I'm running. And I'm just supposed to be going on a run. All that other shit is optional. So now I'm no longer enjoying working out. I'm no longer enjoying running strictly because I've had good experience in the past. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So by constantly comparing myself to the past, I'm robbing a future experience. What happened is happened. It's a fingerprint in fate. What's happened has already happened, and it was supposed to happen. In my eyes, what a relapse is, especially if you've had significant time in a 12-step program, getting your shit together, what it was for me was I had a faulty foundation. I thought the foundation was strong. I thought I had certain shit knocked, but I really didn't. So what the relapse did was pull the rug out from underneath my feet, and under the rug was like, damn, this foundation is garbage, man. I didn't even realize. I was operating in all this knowledge and self-will, and I thought I had this shit knocked, and it just blew me away. And the most beautiful thing was letting go of that old life, letting go of that experience. It doesn't matter anymore. It's just the past. You see any past hanging off of me right now? It doesn't matter. It's not here. What has happened has happened. Use it, honor the pain, honor the fact that it happened, and just move forward. It doesn't matter anymore. The most powerful 3 words you can say in recovery is, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You know, people always ask me like, why relapse after 4 years? And I give them the answer of like, well, you know, life became about entertaining me and I forgot where I came from and I stopped doing this and stopped praying and stopped meetings and all this stuff. And, you know, all the proper like recovery answer. And all that stuff's probably true. But the fact of the matter is, man, is I don't know. I don't fucking know. It was just part of my experience. And looking back, man, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, bro. It was all that pain, all that torture, knowing the beautiful experience and power of recovery, yet not being able to stay sober and relapsing. That's some of the most painful shit you can go through. But it was that pain, dude, looking back on it, has become the most holy thing that's ever happened to me in my life. The absolute most sweet thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I will always be grateful for that relapse because it showed me the faulty foundation. If we can become grateful for all the pain that we've brought into our lives, that means that we will start to honor the pain, because the pain and the supposed failures, they have purpose in it. They have purpose, but it's up to us to look at it and find it. The more we are wishing that it wasn't that way, or we're wishing it was different, and I can't believe I did this, I have to be here. This is all just self-pity bullshit. And the mind wants that so bad. It wants me to go try and run 2 miles and be pissed off about it the whole time. Just be pissed off about it the whole time. Like I just did the CrossFit Hero workout Murph on Memorial Day with my homie Chris, and it's a 20-pound vest, and you have to run a mile, then 100 push-ups, 200 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then another mile run. And I'm like, I hadn't even run a mile. Like I had just started running, but of course I'm like, oh, whatever. Chris is always, fucking just making me listen to my ego. So whatever, I put on the vest and trudged through it. Now, my mile time wasn't great, but I did it with no pain. And I was so happy after the workout. I had no pain. I'm like, dude, I can't believe I just ran 2 miles with a 20-pound vest on. I was so happy. Rather than being like, man, I used to be so much fucking faster. This sucks. Man, fuck all that negative bullshit. Take that negative shit somewhere else, man. Take out the trash. The trash is up here. Nothing else matters but this moment, what is in front of you right here, right now. Devote yourself to what is in front of you. All that shit brought you here right now to this moment for a reason. Matter of fact, you have scripted this moment into your life. You brought all the pain, you brought all the relapse, you brought all the self-pity, you brought all the negative you brought it all to your doorstep for a reason. The reason is screaming at you. You have to be open to it. You got to break yourself open. And the way we do that is we just let go. This is where I'm at right now. Time to redouble my efforts. I brought myself right here, right now into this moment, and that's okay. That's okay. Everything is as it should be right now, right here in this moment, as evidenced by fact that it just is, man. It just is. Nothing is, it shouldn't be any different than it is right now. Once I looked in the mirror after that relapse, and I looked in the mirror and I said, damn, man, I did this. I ran from truth. I fucked up. I picked up the rig again. I picked up the bottle again. And here we are, back less than zero. And it just is what it is, man. it's when we start to accept, when we fucking just accept responsibility for where our life is right now. I completely shoulder that responsibility. There's no more blame. There's no more wishing it was different. And you embrace that shit. You put it on your plate and sign up for it and sign up for that discomfort and that pain. It will change. Everything in your life will start to change, because that's what pain is trying to do. In my eyes, that's what pain's trying to do. It's trying to get us to accept responsibility for what's in our life, because there's nobody else. It's nobody else's responsibility to change my life. No one's breaking down the door right now trying to heal me. No one's breaking down my door, running in here. Well, hey, I just wanted to tell you, man, your solution, like, I know you struggle with it. I've been waiting to talk to you, man. I've been waiting outside your door. Here's what you got to, the fuck out of here, man. No, it's on me to make my life worthwhile and meaningful. It's not even life's job. It's not even God's job. It's on me to claim that spiritual power of letting go, radically accepting responsibility for our lives, for my thoughts, for my emotions, for my words, for my actions, and get busy letting go, and get busy accepting who and what we are right here and right this moment, with all the faults, all the weaknesses, all the failures, all the negative thoughts, all the self-doubt and all that shit. It's okay. It's okay to have that. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to go back. It's okay to relapse. It's not okay if you stay there. That's the only clause. It's like, for instance, it's okay to be scared. It's not okay to start making decisions based on fear. It's okay to have fear if you're willing to walk through it. If you have fear and you start to let it overpower you and run from it and run from it and run from it, that shit's eating your lunch, and it's going to create a life of fear rather than a life of courage, which you need fear in order to create courage, right? Anyways, man, I hope that helps. It's in circumstances like these, and I think the spiritual life in general, it's not about trying harder. It's about giving up more. This isn't about effort. It's a carefree approach. When you can just say, man, I just don't give a fuck anymore, man. I'm just fucking over it. I don't even care. And then just keep moving forward, dude, your whole life will change. That's what happened. I wasn't stoked about it. I didn't have any fight. I was hopeless. I didn't have any fucking hope that it was going to get better. Everything changed when I had no hope, when I was in absolute pain, when I couldn't dodge the pain. I couldn't dodge the self-doubt. I had no hope. I just did it anyways, What else am I going to do? You got two choices. You can either continue to sign up for all the bullshit and the guaranteed pain and suffering of drinking and drugging and using and being the lowest version of yourself and listening to the negativity, or you can sign up for the uncomfortability of facing all that and walking through it. Your choice, though. Always your choice. And the latter unlocks your greatness. The latter is going to turn you into the motherfucker that you really want to be. And when you start to accept who and what you are and all your weaknesses and what you're up against, that shit is going to carve you into the person you've always wanted to be. I promise you that. It's carving you right now. It may feel insurmountable, but I promise you it's not. It's okay to want to give up. It's okay to have no hope. It's okay to feel like you can't do it, just as long as you do it. It's okay to want to give up, just as long as you don't. End of fucking story, anyways, man, we really appreciate you taking the time to email and send that voice memo in, and thank you for being a part of FTG in this episode, and even being willing to hear what I might have to say about it. That means a lot, and from the bottom of my heart, I hope that helps. You know what I mean? Do we have another one?
We do have another one, yeah.
Yeah. Want to rip into that one too?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Just be open to heaven. Dude.
Hey, my name's Anthony. I'm an alcoholic. I'm from Miami, Florida. I just got out of detox yesterday, and I'm like getting crushed by everything around me. Business, family, my girlfriend, just everything, friends. I've lied to people. I just feel like I'm suffocating, and I'm experiencing a lot of alcohol withdrawals. And they gave me benzos to come off of them, and I was taking benzos a little bit at the end. And I want to know what I can do to gain some traction. Because, I just feel like I can't even breathe physically and emotionally. If you could just talk about, I sort of know what to do.
Yeah. Is that it? Did we clip
No,
off?
that wasn't it. I hate when my phone locked and it quit playing the thing. Here.
To gain some traction.
Yeah.
Is that where we were?
Yeah.
Because, I just feel like I can't even breathe physically and emotionally. If you could just talk about, I sort of know what to do, but I don't know how to do it because I feel stuck. So, if you guys could just reiterate that and let me know what the best plan of action is. Thank you.
Anthony, thank you, brother. Fucking just raw shit. Got out of detox yesterday. Brother, yeah. I don't miss that shit. You know what I mean? So, it kind of... This is going to trail off exactly like the last question and response, man. So, yeah, you feel like you can't breathe and you're just getting beaten down by all that shit, right? Because you are, caused a lot of harm, job, girlfriend, withdrawal, gave you bend. You just got out of detox yesterday, bro. You're in the fucking thick of it, Good. You earned that shit. Eat it. You know what I mean? Eat that shit. So this helped me in my last, that pain, bro, that pain in your fucking body right there in your mind, eat that shit. Love it. Fall in love with it because you did that. You know what I mean? That's how powerful the mind is and your hands are, is you have created a body and a mind that is just beaten and broken. Nobody else did that. I did that to me. So, dude, listen, man, this is what I tell people when they're kicking like that. Number one, I would use for another 3 years just to avoid kicking, right? Like Jane says, right? Jane's addiction. She's going to quit tomorrow. She fucking ain't. You know what I mean? So anyways, you look at your hands, right? The next time you feel, oh man, I'm just getting beaten down. I feel like I can't breathe and you're getting doubt. I don't know if I can bear this. This is a scary thing to do. But in my eyes, it's the only solution. You hold up your hands and you look at your hands and you say, I created this moment. This is on me. I've created all this pain, all this discomfort. Everything in this moment is mine. Buffet style. You just fucking throw that shit on your plate. Buffet, just coming out eating it, right? And you sit down and you enjoy and accept the meal. Because that shit's a blip in the radar. But the fact of the matter is, no one did that to you. Nobody did that to you, I did that to me. That's the power of the mind, man. That's the power of the insanity of the alcoholic mind. As it beats us, like we have to get pretty, and this is out of some recovery literature, is like most addicts and alcoholics have to be pretty badly mangled before they really start to do something about their problems. The question is, are you mangled enough? Are you really licked? And if you are, you'll eat it, you know? You'll absolutely accept everything that you've created. Because if I don't take responsibility for that pain, I'll feel it is unjust. And if it's unfair, then I will blame and I will try to run from it. And my only solution to getting out of that pain is more relief through drugs and alcohol. So we sign up for it. We sign up for that pain. We look at my hands. We look at your hands and say, I fucking created this moment. Nobody did this to me but me. And so when you do that, you shoulder the responsibility of your life, which, by the way, is going to be needed for every other fucking stage after this. So this is like the entrance into the whole shit. You're almost in like this really potent, acute stage of this arena of this learning this spiritual principle of radically accepting responsibility for the moment you've created. And if you can do it right here, right now, you're going to be able to do it 7 years from now. So like right now, you're carving this tool of radically accepting responsibility for your life. You're accepting your thought life. You're accepting your emotions, you're accepting the state of your body, and you're accepting your actions. If you can do that and start to accept responsibility for that, you're carving this tool of radically accepting responsibility for yourself. So 3 years from now, 4 years from now, when you're still fucking killing it, you're going to be able to take that tool out when more pain comes up, because it is, it is. But having to do that in the beginning of when my life did not look pretty at all. There was no prettiness in my life. There was no cute colors. There was no love and light. There was no hugs and high fives. It was fucking misery. And you know what? Looking back at it, best thing that ever fucking happened to me, dude. Best thing that ever happened to me. It may not feel like that right now, and that's okay. From where I'm sitting, I know that it is. But if you can just get busy looking at your hands saying, I fucking created this moment and I'm going to eat this shit buffet style, everything will change. That's my promise to you, Anyways, guys, we love you. We love you. And there's been so much engagement. Streams are seemingly doubling every 2 weeks. YouTube is popping, TikTok, Instagram. There's so much engagement. We've really been putting ourselves out there, and you guys have been responding in the most beautiful way. So we appreciate that. It means the world. Check out the merch. It should be up right now on the website. The website is FromTheGraveCo.com. FromTheGraveCo.com. Hop on there, see what merch is available. We are dropping a new line or a limited edition. There's only going to be 50 shirts, 10 in each size. Once they're done, they're done. It's never coming back. The title, the design is love, always love. So check it out. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. Please share it with a friend. Tag us on Instagram. Throw something up, man. The engagement, these voice memos, email it. We love it, man. We love it. We love you guys. And thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. Peace.